Hello chaps and welcome back to Mercia. Been reasonably productive of late. Finished the Harlaw project, in which there's a separate video, and started on a few different things, completed a couple of things, and I'll let you know what they are now. So here we have 15mm platoon for chain of command. They're Russians from Battlefront Miniatures, all plastic. We've got 3 squads, which is made up of 3 stands, then two circular stands. One's the machine gun, and one is the corporal. So it's just easy to distinguish on the tabletop from the rest of them. There's the officer there. Then a couple of support choices. We've got a commissar and a medium machine gun with the 5-man crew. So that's those. You may have seen photographs of these before. With the hype all about what a cowboy, decided to sort of go into it and bought myself another couple of gangs. I've already got 2 anyway. But I don't know, you can never have enough cowboys. So this is a gang from, I can't remember where they're from. Lucid Eye Miniatures. That's it, Lucid Eye Miniatures. And they are roughly based on the band The Fields of the Nephilim, and are various members of the band, current and past. And I thought that was quite cool, because The Fields are one of my favourite bands, so I thought this is just going to be a must-have. So, and they're really nice to paint. Not a lot of detail on them, I have to say, because they're not really carrying a lot of pouches and holsters, because they're all wearing dusters and what have you. But they were really good to paint. There's plenty of folds and stuff like that to pick out highlights and what have you. And the castings are really crisp. So they kind of paint themselves, really. But really enjoyed that. Also, to weird it up a little bit more, I bought these from Foundry. So these are all undead cowboys who make up a gang called the Dead Kennedys. A bit of a reference for those from the old punk days. And yeah, they're these guys I've just done completely with contrast paints. I think I might have picked out a couple of bits and bobs here and there in normal paints, but because they were undead, and I just wanted to get them done really quickly, and I wasn't too bothered about the actual overall look at them, because I wanted them to look drab and shabby and like they've just crawled out of a grave or reanimated or whatever. So that's those. This is, come back a bit. This is a project I'm working on for Dux Britanniarium, and they are very early Saxons. So I've got 4 archers, which is the skirmish allowance for a beginning warband. Then there's 3 groups of warriors. These are all gripping beasts. So are the archers. They're all gripping beast plastics. All I've done is added some gripping beast Anglo-Saxon heads onto them, just to give a few helmets. So I've carefully picked out older style helmets, or what I think are older style helmets. But these are just all from the Dark Age Warriors pack. And I do like these gripping beast plastics. They're quite chunky. There's not many poses, but they do paint up really well, and the facial expressions on them are really good, I think. So quite like those. And these guys now are Noble Foot, and they are from Footsore. So there'll be 2 bases in total of these. And then once I've got those done, it's on to the Warlord himself, his champion, and a couple of lesser leaders. And then we're done. Although with the game Dux Britanniarium, as you play it in a campaign, you can add extra figures, but it's not a real sort of tax on your time, because you tend to only add a couple of figures at a time, and they either replace losses or add up onto your warriors or your nobles, etc. And there's only a certain size that the units can go to before they have to start creating their own units from new recruits. So that's those. They have got shields, but what I'm going to do is a big shield making exercise and get them all done in one go rather than just doing bit by bit. So that's those. Over here we have, these are just tests for a project that I have got in mind for probably into next year now, I would guess. But I've always had an interest in the first Afghan war, and the painting of the 44th foot at Gandamak has always been one of my favourite paintings. It's a painting of their last stand. And so what I'm going to do, my gaming friend has got a load of Afghan tribesmen. So what I'm going to do is do a force for sharp practice. So this is just a group of skirmishers from the Light Company. The figures are from Iron Duke, I think it is, and they're available from Empress Miniatures. And I think they're all sculpted by Paul Hicks, and they are lovely. Really, really nice. Loads of different poses, but the vast majority of them are all in the greatcoats, as anybody who's seen the Last Stand of Gandamak painting would know. And then onto these, which I'm just picking away out. It's a little project for either Pulp Alley or Empire of the Dead. And it's kind of a steampunky gang of the Metropolitan Police, and it's their I don't know what you call them, supernatural investigators, I suppose. So we have a mystic, who's the guy with the fez, 3 constables that have all got electro truncheons. Then the lady here, she's an undercover detective, and then just a couple of detectives, and then the inspector at the end. Yeah, and they're fun to paint, but I just sort of do them, when I've sort of burnt out on other things, and I'll just pick up a figure and do them. So they need a couple of bits and bobs doing to them, and then basing, and they'll be done for some games whenever we fancy it. Anyway, guys, I hope your projects are all going well and that you're staying safe, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.